Here we see the egg belt coming out of the house, and the fresh laid eggs goes to the farm packer. Let's go into the house and see what's going on over there. You see the fencing here, nicely lightweight built with aluminum, with wire. We want wire so you can watch in and you can ventilate through. Some countries you have some regulations. You need to have closed fencing. We also can provide that, but in general we prefer open fencing for the birds. Here we see the pop holes. Some like to sit in the wind. So in the morning, after the main egg laying period, these pop holes will open automatically and birds will have access to the outdoor area. Here you can see how they can go outside. Here you see all the pop holes where the birds have access to the outside area. Outside area is really huge. You see how they cut the lawn. They keep it short. They like playing around, eating, digging. There you also have a shot of two of our Endura fans. 57-inch fans with damper doors. And you see the birds performing after the egg laying period, their natural behavior. They play, they go out, they eat, they drink. Here you can see the drinking very well. And you see the interior of our nest. With the AstroTurf, with the expeller, with the fingers on the AstroTurf that no birds can get stuck underneath. And you see in the corner, you see the rack and pinion system that is really sturdy, that moves very slowly, and that secures a very secure, slow movement to push the birds out. When you need to take out the pads, we developed the clip. It's really easy. You just unclip it. We have two per nest. You just unclip it and you pull out the AstroTurf. So within half a minute, you can take out the AstroTurf pad and you can replace it for a new one, or you can flap it against a wall to clean it. You can do whatever you want, but putting in, taking out is really easy, really handy. You see here the Overflow feeding system that pulls the feed around. They're already eaten some, it's almost empty. Half an hour from now, time for next run. This system pulls the feed around in a pretty high speed, and that speed is important so the birds can't pack selective. So they can't pack when the system is running. So all the feed is distributed really equal over the system. That is really important so all the birds can have access to the same feed. Otherwise, when you have a slow running system, the birds can start packing in the front, and the more aggressive birds pack only big particles and won't pick the fine particles with the minerals, the vitamins and that kind of stuff. And you will see a bigger difference in eggs, in size and quality, shell quality, when you have systems like that. You see this jumping perch here, made for the birds to make it possible to easily jump from the platform in front of the nest, jump here, jump up, or jump across the row, jump to the other side. We also built in some ramps, and these ramps are used for the birds to go up easier, that they don't have to jump that much, that they don't have to spend that much energy to go up. They walk really easy, and it's really helpful for the birds to move up and down in the system and between aisles. You can see here that walking through the aisle, and I keep the camera now on eye height, you can see underneath the birds. You can see underneath the wire mesh. And why is that important? You can do so much more inspection from here, looking through, than when you really have to look up. Especially in an elderly flock, you sometimes have a dead bird laying on top, and you want to find it as quick as possible. And these slot holes, they will help you to inspect really, really good. That's why we don't like to have a system that is blocked here completely. Then you can't inspect from the aisle, and then you have to climb up to see on top. We want to have it as open as possible to do a good inspection, an easy inspection, because when the inspection is easy, the inspection will be done. Our approach perch, approach ramp, is built that eggs that are mislaid or laid on the floor are rolled away and the birds don't see them anymore. That's how we can find the eggs, grab them just without climbing, and we lay them in our laying nest. And it's important that the light shines and lightens out the front area in front of the nest and the drinkers. Because when that is dark, birds don't find it that good and they don't go that good to the nest, to the drinkers, and performance will be lower. So position of the light, everything comes together in a good design and helps to have good performance. In this section, with the Chore-Time logo, the expeller motor is placed. So that's the expeller unit. The expeller unit can be flexibly placed inside the system, and it can even be put on front or in the back, a little bit what is desired or what the length of the house is, but that is the expeller system. There. And in this area, you see the doghouse and you see the tunnel doors. These are the new big Chore-Time tunnel doors. The panels got bigger to make easier and quicker installation. And that's how we ventilate. Okay, here we are at the back of the house. And here we find our Endura 57 fans. High quality fans, low power intake, last forever these things. With just a little bit of maintenance, they run forever and they will pull out a lot of air with not that much energy input. You see the back of our system, you see the 3 levels of Overflow, the corners here that connects the troughs. You see the manual belts with the drives, and they all drop down on the pads belt. The pads belt in the pit, and there at the back goes up, and when you look to the fence, you see the pads belt that's there to drop everything into the manual storage. What you also saw here is the rope going in and coming towards us now. That's the scraper system. You see the scraper coming? These are flights that are mounted on a regular basis on this rope, and it goes up and down. And with every stroke, it takes a little bit of manure with it and drops it up on the cross manual belt. You run this normally 2 or 3 times a week for 20 minutes, and that will be enough to keep the level of bedding in the house pretty low and consistent to prevent floor eggs. Here we are outside with our 2 Chore-Time feed bins. 2 feed bins to be sure that we have enough storage capacity for about a week. Underneath the feed bins you see the 108 flex auger going into a feed screener, and from there with a 108mm flex auger into the house. You see the transparent hoppers. Bin 1, bin 2 is full, bin 1 is empty. So that's for easy inspection. Also the feed bins are placed on bin track weighing system to keep track of your inventory, and so you can see from a distance if you need to order feed.